Hello, my name is Cherie Leiden and I am the CEO of Gold Bull Resources. Over the next 10 minutes, I'll introduce you to our company. Gold Bull is a new company. We were born last year. Our mission is to grow into a US-focused mid-tier gold exploration and development company. I'm based in Nevada and so are our core team members. So we're very much hands-on and on the ground where the action is. We're underpinned by almost 500,000 ounces of gold that's sitting at our Sandman Project where we are currently drilling. And we also have a number of other compelling projects that we'll go into in this presentation. Our company is really driven by these core values, and it's these values that I think differentiate us amongst many of our peers. It's a real commitment, and I also think it's one of the reasons why we have been able to transact with a major. Share price currently hovering around 50 cents. 50 cents was also the last capital raise price, which was transacted in late November of last year. And since then, we've come out with an updated 43-101 resource estimate increase. And we're currently drilling and announcing excellent results from our Sandman project. I'm supported by a wonderful team. Craig Parry is our chairman and David Johnson is our VP of exploration. And I go back with Craig and Dave for almost 2 decades. So although Gold Bull is a new company, we're not new to working together. And we're very much focused on adding value, adding ounces to the ground in Nevada. We're further supported by some real industry veterans. Walter Cole has just had phenomenal success at Skeena Resources, and it's really something that I'm aiming to mimic in Gold Bull Resources. We're also bolstered by some world-class advisors, for example, Keith Peck and Debbie Strusaka. They're just wonderful industry veterans with a wealth of knowledge that we can call on for both deal structuring, environmental permitting, and also geological advisors that are included in this presentation. So there's a wealth of knowledge in Nevada, even more so since the Barrick and Newmont merger to form Nevada Gold Mines, because a lot of great people have been let go, and that's to our advantage. The Sandman is our flagship asset. It's located near the mining hub of Winnemucca. Very convenient 45-minute location to town. All the drillers are living in Winnemucca, so it's just a great base to be exploring for more ounces. We do have 494,000 ounces of gold, which is majority in the indicated category. You can find the finer details of that resource in the appendix of this presentation. It's located in a prolific gold area. To the north, we have Sleeper, which was historically a very high-grade resource containing over 3 million ounces. So we're essentially exploring for another Sleeper. That's our target, not just the 500,000 ounces that we already purchased. So we've got a drill rig currently active at Sandman, and we're drilling RC drill holes, and we've got a team actively adding ounces as we speak. This is our project area. We've got 4 known resources. They are those red polygons that you see on this map. Those dots on the maps are our holes that we're currently underway drilling. And in addition to these holes, there's also some holes in between our prospects, like for example, between Silica Ridge and Southeast Venomous, and some holes outside of the known resources. And the holes around the known resources I consider quite low risk, high reward, because we know we've got open mineralization in a number of areas. But the holes that I'm most excited about are those holes that are located where there's never been any drilling. There are no known resources, and it's really in those gaps in the exploration that we see the most opportunity at Sandman. Predominantly, these areas have not been drilled in the past because of unconsolidated sand cover, and that was a real impediment in the 80s, but drilling's come a long way since then, and we're successfully casing using PVC piping so that sand doesn't cave in to the drill holes. And so far we've had a great experience. We've got a great team of drillers that we've got a long working relationship with. So we're really looking forward to some of these targets because they're located in the sand. Many of them are geophysical targets, and that comes into play. Our VP of exploration, David Johnson, is a geophysicist. So we think geophysics is going to play a large role in future discoveries in Nevada. Another big plus to Sandman is that it already has a plan of operation in place. So we inherited that plan of operation from Newmont when we acquired the project in December last year. And that's just such a valuable asset to any project in the USA. You know, these days they take up to 2 years to acquire. Millions of dollars have been spent already on environmental baseline studies and cultural studies and water studies. All this has been done. So we've inherited a wonderful baseline set of data. Probably would have cost about $20 million if we were to redo the work that we've inherited in the form of the drilling and the permits and the environmental surveys. So that was a real win for our company to already have that. It also translates to, you know, the next day after we transferred the project from Newmont's name to our name, we were able to hit the ground running, and you know, we're drilling months later. So that's thanks to that plan of operation being in place. The plan of operation allows us to disturb up to 500 acres, which is more than I can foresee us ever needing to disturb anytime soon. This was our first drill hole drilled in 2021, a phenomenal result, better than we expected. We drilled this hole at Able Knoll contained within the Sandman Project to test a historical hole that had ended in 9.6 grams a tonne. So the last meter ended in 9.6 grams a tonne. So it was a no-brainer that we had to see how far that high-grade gold intersection extended. And the fantastic news is that we got 6 meters at almost 11 grams a tonne, 6.1 meters at 10.75 grams a tonne from 143 meters. And probably more significantly is that high-grade intersection was contained within 144 meters of pay dirt going 1.67 grams a tonne gold. So I couldn't be any happier with these numbers. It also included almost 100 meters going at 2 grams a tonne from pretty close to the surface. So the result of this is that it's likely to increase our known resource. More good news is that that entire hole, the mineralized section, was oxidized. So that's a real bonus when it comes to processing these deposits, and obviously a real bonus when it also comes to capex down the track. So that's Able Knoll. Then the next batch of assay results we received only about a week ago was from North Hill, another prospect within Sandman. And you can just take a look at some of these numbers. I mean, 13 meters at almost 11 grams a tonne from only 40 meters below the surface. Again, 100% oxidized. So to me, this just is begging to be mined, and we're really looking forward to adding more ounces this year. 2021 is all about adding more ounces, and then we can look at feasibility studies and the like next year. But if you just take a look at this cross section, just phenomenal numbers, both in our current drilling and the previous drilling. So this drilling here was defined to increase our resource confidence so that we can get this deposit included in all and indicated and measured. And then that obviously will have an implication onto feasibility studies down the track. But North Hill is looking really, really sensational with these kind of numbers sitting at the surface, and importantly, 100% oxidized. You can see historically there's been multiple high-grade intersections, including 11 meters at 40 grams a tonne. So it's a bonanza zone sitting near the surface, and these kind of zones are pretty rare in the scheme of things. This is a summary of our resource estimate increase that we announced in February, and the full report is available on CEDAR. So I'd encourage anyone interested to check out that full report. Stephen Olsen did an excellent job of summarising our Sandman deposits. So currently our focus is almost entirely on Sandman. We have 2 other exploration assets. However, they're on the back burner at the moment because we just see so much upside at Sandman. In addition to Sandman, I'm also actively seeking new acquisitions, and I'm spending a lot of my time on this front. We are hungry for more ounces, and essentially if we can acquire them cheaper than we can explore for them, then we think an acquisition makes a lot of sense for our company. We believe Sandman was a fantastic value proposition for our shareholders, and we're looking for more Sandmans and bigger. Our company comes from majors. We're predominantly ex-Rio Tinto, and we're looking for plus million ounces. So if there's not a million ounces or at least a pathway of exploration to get there, it's probably not going to meet our criteria. So that's a little flavour of what we're looking for with a Nevada focus. So we're hungry and motivated for success. Since acquiring Sandman in December, you can see the track record of our news flow and our exploration success. We keep our shareholders informed. We are shareholders of the company. We participate in every raise on the same terms as our shareholders, and our entire team is motivated by options or warrants. So we've got skin in the game, and we're motivated to make Gold Bull a producing asset in Nevada. Sandman is currently our flagship asset. I mean, our market cap alone right now is, in my opinion, super cheap compared to our ounces in the ground. And we've got a lot more room to grow, both from an exploration and an acquisition front. Gold Bull Resources, I hope to meet you during the course of 121, and I would be glad to delve into these projects in more detail with you. Thanks for your time.